Welcome to the Tine Talk Podcast, sponsored by Rack Fuel, premium deer nutrition. Fuel your herd.
Holy crap, the boys are back. Episode 9 of the Tine Talk Podcast. We're back at the cabin, mic'd up, ready to talk about our 2024 season and last couple sets we've been had late, or that we had. 2023, damn.
Close on quick, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'm already moved on.
We can talk about our outlook for 2024, too.
A lot of people already moved on from 2023.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. So where did we end up last? Was it you were on your way to Iowa, I think? You and Jake?
Me and Jake went down there for a quick weekend before the season closed. It was cold, but we didn't really see a whole lot of deer besides the one shooter we were after was playing a little cat and mouse.
Yeah.
It was tough. I mean, that bean field, you're kind of sitting like on a crown where it is. So we're like, where do you set up? Like, you're over an acre of beans. So it's like, pick and choose. So we're like, let's just go to the middle. But then you got the hill in front of you. So you're looking at half the field. So
looking uphill too.
Yeah. So, we're sitting there and didn't see any deer. And what is it? 4:15 or so. I just stood up and looked out the back where there's like a water run with trees, and it's like, oh, there's a deer right there. Oh, that's a pretty big buck right there. And it was probably like 20, 30 yards across there, and yeah, I think he was just a little boogered out from brand new blind sitting right there, and
yeah,
because I don't think he downwind.
Yeah, kind of might have winded us, but yeah, new blind there all of a sudden, and.
But he didn't freak out either. He just he was on alert, but then he just kind of turned and trotted away. And then after that, we're like, let's go the next day, go back towards the top and sit at the top of the water run. Well, we do that, and sure shit, what happens? He's at the other end where we were with the blind.
Opposite.
Yeah.
Would have been 20 yards in front of us. 30.
Yeah.
Dang. Was it like a different wind, or you just go over there just to try to throw it off a little bit?
We just went over there because the first spot, you're sitting in that hill and you're like, it's the crown, so you're only looking at half the field and you're shooting up.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, ground blind, that sucks, and you're constantly.
Yeah, so you're kind of doing that, and you're like, you can only shoot half the field, and then behind us, the water on it was so thick, so you have a field that kind of does like a U, the bean field. So let's move up to the top of the water run where you can get both sides. And there was two big trails coming out of the neighbors. So we're like,
And the night before, that's where all the deer were coming from. So we went to kind of cut them off a little bit. But
yeah.
And then that second night, we didn't see anything except for that shooter over where we were the first night. So
when did you guys get there? Like a Friday night, or was it Saturday? You took a
Saturday
Monday
morning. Yeah.
Yeah. And you just popped up the blind and sat.
Yeah, because I was going to bring a hang on, but there was no trees around there to a bunch of young.
It was a spot where you never went to. But
I was all on the east side.
We had a visitor right when we got down there too.
Yeah, first time I ever done that. Pulled in, and 3 minutes later, DNR pulls in behind us.
Dang.
No way. Dead serious.
I never heard about this.
I was stripping down in the parking spot.
Really?
I was literally getting my boots on, and I hear a truck braking. I'm like, oh, here we go. Someone's pulling in behind us. I turn and look, and I see all the antennas and whatnot. I was like, really? Okay, he pulls right in behind us.
I saw the truck pull up. I thot it was going to be somebody get the hell off my land or something.
Yeah.
It was a DNR.
Yep. And the guy he wasn't a dick, but he wasn't very personable either. He just kind of immediately, what are you guys doing? You hunting? He's like, yeah, I've got my tag. I grabbed him, gave it to him right away. And what about you? You hunting too?
Yeah, where's your bow?
I was like, no, I'm just going with the film. I already shot one. Oh, you shot one, huh? Where was that? With what? I was like, a month ago.
He couldn't grasp what we were doing filming. I was just like, oh, he's just filming me with the hunts. He's just like, do you have a tag though? He's just like, no, he's just gonna film me hunt. I'm hunting. Here's the one bow or whatever. He's like, that's the only weapon.
Yeah. So how many weapons? And then I was just like, I'm just tagging along the film. He's like, he gave us a weird look when I said filming. And then what else did he say?
This guy
It was
sounds
weird.
Like this guy sounds like a freaking tool.
Oh, and then he goes.
Sounds like a Wisconsin DNR.
He goes, all right, just make sure you're not participating in any way. I was like, sounds good.
I'm participating.
I mean, he wasn't like mean or anything, but it was just
It
like
caught us
he
off
was
guard.
straight to the point, and
We
He
literally,
couldn't grasp you guys filming.
it was like, yeah, he didn't. I don't know. He never heard of that.
Like
or what,
filming what? Two guys going into blind?
yeah,
What's going on in there? That's so
Yeah.
important.
Weirdos.
yeah. Just like no small talk or nothing, just straight to the point. And then he's like, "All right, just what'd he say? Just make sure you're not hunting either."
Yeah.
And then he just left.
But it was weird because
Not
we
a good
literally,
luck there.
It's so weird.
we literally parked, started taking all of our stuff out of the back because we were in street clothes. Obviously, we left early in the morning. It was for sure less than 5 minutes, and he pulled
Oh
up.
yeah,
It's like
Almost
wow.
like he was, and you're a pretty
Tracking
remote
him.
area. Like, did
Yeah,
he
the-
see you go through town and just follow you? I mean,
We
no,
didn't
because
go
we
through that
came
town.
from the north, so the
Yeah.
closest town from the north is this like Miller Oats or something, just some dump. I mean,
Miller Oats.
And then,
take it easy.
and then the other one, we're north of
People
Promise
live
City, which is small too. So, and he came from the south, and we came from the north. But
really?
People live there. People just wrecking their homes. People take pride in Miller Oats, dude.
Yeah, that
but
was. I think that's the first time I've ever came across a DNR when I was
Yeah.
hunting.
my
Yeah.
first time ever. It was just funny because I heard the braking and the slowing down. I was like, they're pulling in behind us, and I
Yeah.
wasn't even looking. I was like, here we go.
Did you see the truck right away?
No, and then I turned around, and all I see is 7 antennas on top of this truck. I was
My
like, yeah.
my first thought was I was like, "Oh, Colden, remind the landowner we're gonna be down here. He's gonna chew our ass or something." But
Wow.
You never know what's going to happen like that.
I don't think I've had too many run-ins with DNR. We had one fishing incident when we were 16 years old.
Incident. Uh-oh.
But outside of that, I'm trying to think.
I think the
don't
only one
have-
I've ever had was when I was fishing too. Just asked for a license and everything.
Yeah.
I've never had. Yeah, I really don't.
I mean, what was he there? 5 minutes? I mean,
yeah,
Just doing his round.
was he? Yeah,
feel like-
just checking in. But
I almost. I didn't I'm not saying I told a joke or something, but I was trying to
make small talk.
make him
I mean,
laugh or something. And yeah, he was just like,
there was
dead
no
serious.
small talk, like nothing, like anything on camera or any luck or nothing or no good luck. It was just straight to the point. He was like, "I'm gonna bust these freaking guys for something."
They're from Wisconsin, dude. They got to be up
Yeah.
to something fishy here.
Yeah. But no, other than that, I mean, didn't see a whole lot of deer besides that same shooter buck both nights, just no luck. So ate the Iowa tag this year.
Did you put it in a little bowl and get it all nice and hot before you ate it?
I don't even know where it is right now. But
Probably should hang it up on the wall.
yeah,
First
a
one.
little motivation.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
were we?
for the
What were you
reminder.
gonna ask them for Iowa for this year? Oh, how long? Because we send in for our points or whatever in June.
Right.
How long after that did you guys know if you were going or not?
it wasn't
Like when
that
we
long.
You got it.
found out we drew.
Yeah, Drew.
Oh God.
It wasn't that long.
So it was
was
June. I want to say maybe beginning of August, late July. Wasn't it a
Was
month
that
or so?
long?
It sounds about right.
I don't
yeah.
think it was
It's
June.
long.
I don't think it was that quick. I could be wrong.
I feel like it was
Want me to check my email?
Maybe I don't know.
It's probably. I feel
I feel like a
you're
month
right.
would be
Yeah,
pretty
It's gonna be a
standard.
long
I mean,
summer.
because
Not
it was
that
early.
long.
It's early June when the deadline is. I'm pretty sure, isn't it?
it's like June 13th or something like
Yeah.
that. June 10th or
Make sure to
How many
apply
points?
this year.
How many points do you have?
Or don't apply.
This will be 5 this year.
Yeah.
You're getting 5.
No, we're at 5.
Yeah.
You're both at 5. So you're gonna send in for a tag.
Oh, absolutely. But I've heard that it's gotten a little bit tougher recently, and I think it's been more of a, I don't know if they're gonna still sell the same amount of tags with the EHD outbreak. I don't know.
oh,
What's all going on?
They're
I'm wrong.
Guess. July 17th.
Nope, it was June.
Later.
Real
late
quick.
June.
Dang.
I knew it was
June 16th.
Yeah,
Wow.
it wasn't
So
that
real
long.
quick.
I thought
Dang, that's really quick.
Yep.
that's nice.
I remember it as soon as
Be a
like
long summer, not knowing if you're what
Yeah.
your hunting plan. It changes. It's going to change.
think you
a
got
lot
Oh,
your-
for
so that's why.
me.
So I got the tags a month later.
You got
'Cause it
your
says-
oh
email a day or two before mine too. I remember. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, Cole's gonna be down by himself."
he's one of the
Which
first couple
I
selected
basically
probably.
was.
Yeah, no,
Because
Brett.
Jake's a better hunter.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thanks for finally admitting it.
Iowa. We'll be there,
Gosh, damn.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Hopefully, it's our time. Just
You guys know what you're going to do?
I'm gonna hunt with some real good land down there.
Don't want to give it up.
Yep. Not gonna say where, but
Can't say secret.
Good save.
just in
Where are you
case,
going,
just in
buddy?
case you kill something big. I'm probably gonna do the same thing you're doing. Try to get some good land. And try to
Wow.
find a great big buck and try to get him.
Well, tell them what your
Or the
other
guy's
what your other plan
name
was,
that
maybe.
rhymes with Fred or something, or
Nah, probably a
Jeez.
different guy.
Fred and rhymes with the Jed. Yeah. I don't know.
Joel too. See if Joel's got anything around there.
Yeah, I know he's got. A few
Well, I know
nice
he had a lot
pieces.
of guys that didn't get it this year because they had 5 and sent in and didn't draw.
That makes me worried for
I
the
know, me
situation.
too,
I was
but-
real happy to hear that.
There's one thing
Top
I
of
was
a
thinking
little
about.
EHD outbreak. But
Well, so that's what I was going to
Yeah.
jump on is I'm a little curious when we go walk the lease,
You
get
find
into that bottom, see if any EHD, I mean, you have the neighbors too, but
Yeah.
kind of see if that was maybe a factor. I mean, I saw a shit pile of deer, but
probably gonna have some trespassers on there. You've already had pictures of people on there.
yeah, I
Dang.
probably didn't tell you guys that either. There was a picture of 3 or 4 guys walking through, flashlights at like 10 at night or so,
Dang.
what time of year was it? Or like
just a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago.
Your Tacticam's still running?
No, they're dead.
10
I think
at
they
night
got froze up.
flashlights?
And
Yeah.
they have headlight. I mean, could they be coon hunters?
well, that's what I thought.
Coon
But then
hunting.
I asked Kyle, and Iowa, you can just, if you're tracking a deer, you can go on to private property
Yeah, which is
without permission.
I heard that you're supposed to get permission, but they can't tell you no.
Oh,
well, you're
that
not.
makes
You
sense.
don't need to ask permission, but
Because I looked it up. I think the way I was reading it is that's what it was. Is yeah, you don't need permission if you're tracking a deer, but that
There's
seems
some-
a little
Jeez, now you're
skewed.
just freaking.
there's some, yeah, that's a tricky deal there. I think if you're
Yeah.
on, if you need to have blood, you need to have some true evidence that you actually shot the deer to do it. But I love the rule. I mean, who wouldn't? You ask yourself, oh, who wouldn't let somebody go track a deer anyways? But there's people.
in
Oh, yeah,
Wisconsin
there
that
is,
won't-
but-
yeah.
Don't let, and when you kill a deer and it goes across a line fence, you 100% should be able to go.
But at the
should
same
be able to
time,
go
if someone,
pick
if
it
a
up.
neighbor tells you no when you call the DNR, they're gonna be like, "Oh, we're not gonna let this guy recover a deer." Like, yeah, you gotta go let him track his deer. I mean,
Mhm.
they're not just
Yeah.
gonna let a deer lay. I mean,
Problem is, so what if I've just heard some shitty situations. What if that takes a 2-day process? The landowner
yeah,
knows that it's dead
gets
in
out there and
Like people are shitty, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've heard.
I know. I think it's a little odd just because I feel like people probably use that to their advantage a little bit. Like,
They
Yeah.
can.
oh, I have
They can.
blood,
Mhm.
and I can go in here and do something
Search
else.
around.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Go coon hunting.
yeah.
But if they're doing that, they're not hurting anything, I guess. But
So-
it's
It would have been a lot different if it would have been November and I would have got that picture. But I mean,
Yeah.
January, it was like, whatever. I mean,
Well, you were talking about that. There's a guy named Ty Easley. He hunts with Heartland Bowhunter.
Oh yeah.
You see his Instagram post?
No.
He had I think it was just today. He had a picture of a guy like literally carrying a buck out. Like you could see his hand on the rack, and he's clearly trespassing on his land. And he like had history with the deer and everything. Like it was first picture was that one. Then it was like the buck like on trail cam and shit. And
Damn.
yeah,
That's shitty.
that sucks.
yeah.
I think
What a way to
common. Obviously, you kill one and it goes somewhere. Common courtesy, yeah. Ask, have respect. You know,
Yeah.
Especially if they're gonna be hunting the next morning. Maybe you wait till 10:30, 11 after their hunt, and then you go in there. And
Oh,
do
yeah.
stuff like that. But
Yep.
it sounds common sense, and like everybody would do it and be neighborly. But there's some people.
Till
out
it's
there-
not.
Yeah.
There's some people out there that it's like.
Yeah.
But I haven't had any bad experiences myself, luckily. I feel like most places where I'm hunting, I've got a fair enough relationship with the neighbors. But
Yeah. When was that when you went to Iowa? Do you remember the date?
When me and him went, or
Yeah.
when what was it? New Year's.
Yeah, I was over
Yeah, New Year's Day weekend.
Oh,
You know
dang.
why?
yeah.
You know why I remember? I was pissed that Taco Bell was closed.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say because you guys went and sent it in that one bar that we went in where those
No.
people were outside smoking heaters.
No,
Definitely not.
What bar was that?
When we were shed hunting, remember we
Oh.
walked it.
That one
The
that was
Iron
packed.
Horse?
Yeah, didn't you ask Taylor Jury recommendations
remember-
for bars?
Oh yeah.
I think, yeah, she gave. It was the Iron Horse, I think, is what. It's
no,
called.
that was the year after.
was the year
This was
after.
Osceola downtown, the first year down
Oh.
there. We went in
really
and there was
rinky-dink
zero
bar.
people in there. we were straight to the
There
back
was,
to
there
play
was more.
darts.
There was more
Oh,
people.
yeah.
There was more
Yeah.
people in the smoke room than there was the bar.
Yeah.
Oh, there was no bartender right away. either.
Yeah,
She was in the smoke room.
help yourself.
No, but that's
Oh,
another
I
thing.
think they bring a cooler out
Remember,
there and they just hang out.
It was that day when remember we were watching football, and then we were like, we better get dressed. So we're getting dressed, and all of a sudden our hotel door opens.
Yeah, dude.
I was like,
No knock.
I look over and the guy's just standing there. I was like, I was like,
You didn't even
what?
say housekeeping.
No,
He didn't even knock.
no
What
knock,
the
no
hell?
nothing. Just opens the door, and I look over, and he's got like just his head peeking through.
He's wanting to fluff your pillow.
I was like, what the? And he's like, I'm sorry. And then he just leaves.
Sorry.
Dude, I was at the
Want me to
far
fluff your
end,
pillow?
and Cole, you were closer to him.
Cole just goes.
I heard the door. Heard the door open, and Cole's just like, "What?"
That reminds me.
He's like, "What do you want?"
Our last shed hunting trip, where I was with 2 years ago. Then we showed up to that hotel to book to check in for our rooms. We left after work, so it had to been like 10:30, 11.
I know what you're gonna say.
And the guy's just snoozing.
Oh yeah.
We walk in and he doesn't even hear us. He's sitting there like this behind the counter. And I think Luke goes up. He's like, "Hey, we're here. Can we get our room keys?"
Yeah.
Good morning.
Give me the
sorry.
key. Yeah. Morning, sir.
Dude, it was-
Oh shit.
Dude, it was weird.
All four of us walked in and we're like in the same little room. The room's not very big, and he slept right through the whole thing. He could have walked
Yeah.
in.
No, me and him
I
were
don't know.
like,
That hotel was janky.
no, we were like, "What the hell?" right away. But then we think about
I
like if
started
that's like
geeking
a
out right away.
girl by herself or something, that's not good. The guy didn't even knock. Dude.
Well,
Like,
even that morning, a girl comes through and knocks and says housekeeping. I was like, no, we're okay. What does she do? She just opens the door and comes in. It's
Yeah.
like, what the hell's going on around here?
Probably something going on around there that you guys are out
Yeah.
of the loop.
It's
I
probably
mean, that guy literally did not knock or just used his key and opened the door. It's like,
I couldn't believe there's no.
code
What
word.
time was it? Like 10, 11 in the morning?
no, football was on, so it was like 12:30. I mean,
Yeah, because we didn't really do much. We were just watching football, and all of a sudden the door opens. Like, what?
yeah,
Jesus. That's
Yeah.
funny though.
it was weird.
What?
What do you want?
Yeah, those are the places we stay when we get down to Iowa.
Yeah.
It's probably good you found the Airbnb now. We can get out of those hotels.
I know. I feel like that would be pretty cool too.
Yeah, for sure.
If you guys are listening too, we're gonna try to do a live podcast, or not live, but we're gonna try to do a podcast
live.
from the Airbnb in Iowa when we go down. What the February 23rd, I think we're going that
Yep.
weekend.
Fourth, yeah.
So we're
Just
gonna
just think if they had a hotel in Miller Oaks.
Oh Jesus!
Miller Oaks.
Dude, I can't remember what that place is. Is
I don't
Miller
think that's
something?
it. Millerton?
I think it's Millerton.
Millerton.
Millerton or Miller?
Millerton.
One of I don't know.
Miller
I don't think
Oak-
I'd touch
Miller
anything
Oaks.
with a stick in that place.
Millerton sounds right.
They probably have a cat problem, a lot like a lot of the little
You
towns.
drive through and there's a pen of goats right on the highway. I mean,
Dude, did we ever?
the road.
No, the cats. Did we ever talk about the cats after we got my buck in Iowa at the gas station? There was
Oh,
like
yeah.
30 cats running around.
yeah. So many. You pull up to this gas station, they're just all over the doors, just cats everywhere.
At this gas station right after we drug my buck out.
Jeez.
Pulled up to go get ice because it was warm, you know?
Yeah.
We're like, oh, there's a cat. Oh, there's like 15 cats. Like, what? And there was a couple in the gas station, I think.
Yeah.
The town of Gelmington would fit right in. That's
Oh,
the,
Got a
man.
herd of cats.
What's going on?
Some interesting places down there.
hopefully, there's a big buck hiding down there this fall.
I hope so. Well, speaking
There's
of
going to be one or two.
Speaking of traveling and stuff, I just got back from the ATA show. First time I ever been there. Went down with Rack Fuel. Shout out Rack Fuel. Went with Tom Lester. We had a heck of a time with the weather when we were down there. I'll tell you that. We left last Tuesday night, and I think we got probably 3-4 hours down, and all of a sudden it just started snowing like you wouldn't believe.
Uh-oh.
We can't see shit.
Oh, damn.
I think we drove probably only 5 hours down there. It's only like a 7-hour drive, but we were going 30 miles per hour for I think 2 hours straight.
Oh,
On the
That'd
interstate?
been terrible.
jeez.
On the interstate. Then we got off on the highway for a little bit, and then we got behind like a couple plow trucks, and it was miserable. It was not fun at all.
And you had a fun time coming home, too.
Yeah. Got stranded in Illinois. I don't think I want to go back to Illinois for a while.
Jeez.
Sunday morning, we got up to leave at 6:30. I walked down to get a bag or whatever from Continental Breakfast. As soon as I get down the stairs, I look over at Tom. He's just sitting there just like, oh, no. I get up. He's like, won't start. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Jeez.
So I was calling my dad. My dad wouldn't answer. He's like, yeah, I should probably put some additive in the fuel, see if that'll get it like going a little bit. I'm like, all right. So then Tom fucking walked across the road to go get some additive. It was like -30 outside.
Yeah.
And it was not good. The additive didn't work. Then we had to wait for AAA to come back. We sat in the hotel lobby for 3 hours for AAA. It's 52 degrees in the lobby, just sitting there fucking shivering. They finally came. Couldn't get it started. I guess they couldn't get like 3 other diesels started that morning either. So we had
All gelled
well,
up.
like you were saying, the hotel that we stayed in was a Days Inn, and it was shitty. I'm like, Tom, I don't care if we're stranded here for another day, but can we like go somewhere else? There's like a hotel right down the road that was like the same price, a little bit nicer. I'm like, let's try that out. So we go over there at like noon. We're like, hey, can we, I called about a room. Can we get in? Like, no, they're actually all booked. You got to wait till 3 till they're all cleaned.
This is still in KC?
This is still on Sunday in Illinois.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just like, oh my God, what are we going to do now? We visited the same Cracker Barrel 3 times in a row.
A Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, I get the same thing 3 different times in a row too.
So
Chicken
you got
tenders.
to know old Tom pretty well then.
Yeah. And then,
Fun.
well, the next day, we towed it to a auto body shop and like literally just unthawed it. And they finally got it running like at night. And they said, yeah, we'll probably, to be safe, keep it here till the morning. So I ended up being stuck there till Tuesday morning before we could finally come back.
Wait, so where'd you watch the Packer game?
On my phone in the hotel.
Oh, no.
Damn.
No, oh, that too. As soon as the Packer game started, all the TVs went out. No
Bears fans.
signal.
Bears fans did that on purpose.
Yeah, there's no signal at all. I'm like, what the? I called down, like, did you just get that too? He's like, yeah, what the hell? So I pulled up my phone, downloaded I think it was a Fox Sports app, watched on my phone. I think it gave you like an hour of free watching. So then after that, I grabbed my laptop, watched it on there. And like the last, I don't know, 10 minutes of the game, I went on Stream East online.
So how long was the road trip then with those delays?
We were there for a week.
So you're gone a week, dude. I didn't realize that. Holy cow.
Left Tuesday, got back Tuesday.
And when did you leave Kansas City?
We were in
Then St. Louis.
Oh,
we
it
were
wasn't
in St.
in-
Louis.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we left there Saturday night. Yeah, we actually got out of the ATA show early. It was supposed to end at 4, and we started packing up and like
Just shaking
dodging
his
to the
head.
doors. It was not good. I actually got a lot of work done when I was there though, because there wasn't nothing else to do. Just got back from Arizona. Dustin was there too, filming a wedding.
Partially why we had to skip a podcast here too.
Yeah, boys have been busy.
We were down
Sorry,
there.
Quite
we've been
the
off the
road
grid.
trip.
It was a hell of a
Yeah.
holiday weekend. I was in Damon Nuss's wedding on
Oh yeah.
New Year's Eve, and then so drive to Des Moines, the wedding that night or New Year's Eve, and then next morning, New Year's Day at 5 a.m. I'm flying out to Phoenix to go with Pete. And I'm like, man,
Dude, I did the same
that was
thing.
a fun time. But
I had a wedding New Year's Eve too that I had to work. Then I did a park and fly. Drove to the cities that night. Flew to Arizona the next day. Then I was in Arizona for 7 days. Got back home, stayed there for 2 days. Then I went to Illinois, and I finally got back. I've been at my apartment for like 3 or 4 days this whole year.
Jeez.
wild, ready for things.
Boots
to
on the
settle out.
ground. Yeah. Ready to stick around here and find some sheds. That's for sure.
Mhm.
I'm getting amped up.
Getting any pictures of shed bucks?
All my cameras are off, but I'm gonna go check them here once it warms up again. I think.
Yeah, this next week.
Yep. How about you guys?
High 30s, 40s.
We just
Any
got
bucks?
pictures of 2 of our nice young bucks with both sides on yet, but I'm pretty sure we got one picture of a shed buck, didn't we?
Yep.
Of both sides are gone. You could see that's holes in its head or whatever.
Ooh.
Little one, probably.
Probably a little one, yeah, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No sighting or ray from anybody.
Nope.
Shit.
Hmm.
Fingers crossed.
Coyote's
Yeah.
probably got him.
Huh?
Coyote's probably got him.
Yeah. Maybe.
jeez.
Well, Dustin, you were saying you went coyote hunting the other night and you saw how many deer?
Yeah, me and Jake went coyote hunting on our lease, and I didn't kill a coyote. We had an opportunity at one that we didn't take. We should have, but it wasn't a wasted trip. We ended up seeing, 30 plus deer.
A lot of deer.
There was a ton of deer on the lease, which is a little bit surprising because it's a lot of pasture ground and stuff. But they naturally winter there, which for whatever reason, it's not for the food.
I was gonna say, is there
It's
any
weird.
food nearby?
No, but they always winter there. Even the neighboring property that we've leased the last few years, it's super odd that the deer migrate there in the winter more than anything. So it's always a good place to find sheds, according to the landowner. So hopefully,
Right away, I thought we found the world's biggest pack of coyotes or something. I was like, holy shit.
it was like a herd of cattle. Like,
Really?
so I'm excited to go look around
That
there. I
cold
know a
snap
few-
and all
few
the
bucks
snow has
made it.
really brought the deer hitting the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It might be easier to find at that spot too. The sheds might, because the deer are kind of, them little tiny wood patches and stuff in the pasture, and
Yeah.
where they're laying. So
It's not super thick.
no, thick enough
Just
where
grassy
they
and-
feel good. If there's some cover, but so that'll be fun trying out too for an afternoon or a day.
Yeah.
And there's
Definitely.
no megas, but there was a mega about a couple miles away. He probably isn't there, but there's a couple of good deer around that we could pick up some horns.
Well, there's a
Shed's a
there's
shed.
Yeah. there's
150s. Yeah.
Some really nice ones that you have on camera that'd be studs next year. So it'd be cool
It'd
to
be
find
nice.
those sheds
It'd be nice to lay next to the picture when one guy can dream.
right in front. Yeah.
But other than that, that's pretty much what my shedding around here is going to be. I'm more looking forward to our trip. But you've got a handful of standing plots up, don't you?
Yeah.
That'll
I actually just went
produce.
took my truck and sat out and watched the bean field last night at the home farm, and I think there was probably 20 some deer in the beans last night. I think there was 4 bucks for sure that all had both sides on. Didn't see any with just one side or anything. My dad texted me tonight. He was up there too. He said he saw a really nice 10-pointer.
Both sides.
Both sides still on. Yep.
We had one picture of a little yearling with one side.
Yeah.
we
But
do.
other than that, both Wemby and Merino tonight had both sides.
You guys think like it's around the same time every year where you find a majority of them dropped?
I feel like it's later, more towards February when we see them drop. I think Billy, didn't he? That was
It
like
was quite late.
mid-February, wasn't it?
Yeah, it seemed like
Almost late.
Not too I think like that week right around the Super Bowl, Valentine's Day they
That's-
really start coming off.
That's what I
I feel
think
like
too.
it was almost like February 20th or something around there that he dropped his final side because he was carrying one side for a few
we
weeks.
had one for a long time.
Yeah.
A lot
But-
of guys say if they drop them early, it's due to stress or maybe not being the most healthy deer. But like Billy, for instance, he held late and he didn't put on a big jump
Nope.
at
Not
all.
at all.
Every deer is different, but I would argue I think
comment-
the later they hold, the better
The comment
feel
you
the
just
next
made
day.
doesn't make me like what the one shed buck that we have.
Yeah, I know, but it's
Hopefully he's doing good.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He had a different picture come through, and I was like,
Ugh.
he just does not look well.
Yeah.
But
They're tough animals.
Shut
though,
up.
Obviously.
Do you have
Yeah.
any cameras out
About
yet,
that, are
Dustin?
you? I do not. No.
No
I
tech
wish
cams
I wish
still
I
up or
did.
anything?
No, I
shut them
I
all
don't.
down.
shut them all
Those
down.
cutty backs
I wish
still
I wish I did.
out there?
No, pulled them too.
That was like a 4-day job, I bet, to get all those down.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Probably
But,
forgot a couple.
Probably.
No, I should get a few, but we don't. Obviously, outside of that pasture that we were really surprised to see how many deer were in. We don't have a whole lot of standing food.
Rob's is going to be awesome next year, though, if you got beans and corn down on that lower field.
It should be.
Beans and
Sweet
cornbread.
spot. Beans and cornbread.
We still have a couple regular cameras out, don't we?
Yep.
Non-cells. Couple
When you
One,
guys-
I think.
You guys got that picture, and who knows when he shed, but he could have shed before the snow, likely, maybe. But if you know he shed, it's hard not to go in there and
It was
do it for
it
a
was
while.
right before this big
Yeah,
dumping.
right before the big snow.
Yeah.
If we got warm temps coming up, who knows? It might be worth a walk. If the snow
Maybe.
melts. If
Yeah.
not, then it's
It's
not,
always a
but-
pain in the ass when you get.
We just got
And
a
even now,
picture
there
of
isn't- the snow isn't bad.
No.
If we do get a little rain, and I saw 38,
Freeze on top of it
38 in
and
the
shit.
forecast though.
just got a picture of Snuffy in the same spot with both sides in daylight.
No.
There was a buck in daylight, I'm pretty sure. But we don't want to bump him out of there.
Yeah. I had a couple years ago, I had a couple of regular cameras out, and I went through and checked them like every weekend or whatever. And I found like, I think 5 sheds before like January 8th one year,
Damn.
which is wild.
Check.
I've been
just
seeing a
texted him
lot
and
of
asked
pictures.
about snowshoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I got some snowshoes.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot
Sometimes
of
they're
pictures
easier
on
to
Facebook.
find on top of the snow.
Yeah.
If you've got a good layer
I
of
haven't seen
snow,
a ton yet.
from early December, and nothing's really
yeah.
piled up, but it's
Yep.
just stayed there. They're easy to find on top of the snow. So
Did
there
somebody
was
just
one
send that?
Iowa trip I went on. Everything laid right on top. It was
Somebody just sent that picture where I saw it on
they're
Facebook.
not camouflage where
There
they get in
was
the weeds and stuff when it melts.
Some guy
Yeah,
in
little tree
Iowa
weeds.
or Minnesota or something found like 7 or 8 of them like
Jeez.
last week.
Wow.
Ripes.
That cold weather must have had
Yeah,
them dropping.
and you wonder if any of that has anything to do with unhealthy
Yeah, you
bug
really.
a lot of them deer have down there.
Did you see that video that Lee Lukoski when he was hunting the other day?
Mm-mm.
One of the buck, he dropped one of his sides when he was walking out. It was a buck he was after.
Oh,
Then
dang.
the next like 2 minutes, it was like him like a fucking trying to buck a guy off a horse or something like that.
That
like
had
he
been
just
sweet.
run
I did
around
not
like
see that.
his head was. Oh man,
Can you
it was
imagine
awesome.
it?
Trying to
Them
get
good
the other
bucks
one
on
off?
each
Yeah,
side
it was
is-
unreal.
You gotta feel so.
You gotta,
messed
yeah,
up.
he's just leaning.
Did it come off?
I don't remember. I don't think so. But that's insane. The
That's
odds
why
of
I
that
feel like
happening.
when you always hear like, oh yeah, they're supposed to drop right next to each other and match that. It's like that's a crock of shit.
It don't always work like that.
Yeah.
I've heard. Well, most of the
Megatron
time,
did. Couple,
Yeah.
2
I
years
mean,
ago,
yeah,
that
you
was
see
awesome,
it and you
but
found it in Iowa, that set, but it's
Yeah.
like,
I
how
found-
often are you seeing it right next to each
I
other?
feel like that happens a lot when they're like bedded and they'll get up and the first movement they make,
shake
and all of
their
a sudden,
head.
yeah,
Yeah.
come off.
Found my first ever match that last year when I sent that video. That was awesome in the food plot.
Yeah, how
They were
far
like
apart were they?
20, 30 yards.
Oh.
I almost
Yeah.
ran it over at the Ranger.
It's hard to find match
Damn.
sets if they're not laying next to each other. That's why I think I found more when they're laying next to each other. But I bet you I found 10. I mean, for sure 6, 8.
Yeah,
that
the only one
that
I
were
think of
within-
is
from here to the fireplace. Like,
Oh,
and
the
a lot of
only
good
thing I
ones.
think of is Blair when I think of match sets.
That was the furthest we've ever found, and
Yeah.
probably most years we would never even found that other side. That was just kind of dumb luck.
It was just lucky we were in the house before, and then you picked that up. I was like,
You should go back.
God, that wrap looks really familiar to
That's
us.
insane.
100%
Yeah.
the same deer.
Go back there anytime or what?
Yeah, yeah, and there's some nice bucks in there.
Just show up like that hotel person.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, I hear to shed hunt.
That's a
No, I
nice
talked-
spot to shed hunt.
I talked to Eric. He said there was some nicer bucks around, but he was busy. He didn't get out as much as he would have liked, but he did kill a buck. But he said there's still been a handful of bucks around by the house and stuff.
You could walk those pines for, oh man,
Mm-hmm.
a long time.
Yeah, that's still where my record day was, 12 in one day by myself. No
Thick
four-wheeler.
pines or the pines look like TVR.
See, now they're getting a little bit more spread out, but they planted theirs a little farther apart, I think, so they grew wider. So it's a little
Like
bit
further
better.
back, they're bigger, but the more out to the point, they're that younger.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
that younger then. They're really nice.
12 in one day. That
And you
by
know, we-
yourself is a hell of a day.
That was a good day.
We
And
never
I
even
was-
went on to that other point,
I
the
think,
hardwoods
I
point.
think I was 15 years old and I've never done
Damn.
that.
Well, there's 3-wheeler.
You're just walking around
No,
like
no,
this or what?
no 3-wheeler. Yeah,
Just walking with an armful of
that was a
shit.
fun day.
I had a really good day last year at Curtis's when I found Hasbula's matching set. One of them was in the field. Then I walked up where my dad's gun stand is, back by that Pretty Boy food plot. And found it laying there. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool to see.
I found 4 at Blair.
4
in one day.
That's
Dang.
good too.
Yeah, we should go. I mean, we can go. I love going.
I'm sure you guys want
Just
to
a
go
quick day's work.
You want to go to northern Iowa again and look through some standing corn?
Frick off.
Not
I can't find any. I don't know if I've ever found a shed in cornfield.
I've never found one. In
I did
cornfield.
last year. It was like a row in.
That little tiny one.
Yeah.
That didn't count.
That counts as in
Maybe.
corn.
Were you
Maybe on
guys?
the edge, but never.
Were all you guys here when Kamala found that one back there in the corn?
Yeah.
I don't know if I was.
I think I was.
That was Stanky Leg. Remember
He just
that
disappeared.
buck? Yeah, disappeared.
Never.
Kamala's like, oh, there's one. I was
Yeah,
like,
picture of him the next year too, and then
Where?
September just gone. And
yeah,
I don't know, maybe he's sitting on a
he's
neighbor's
a sweet
wall,
buck.
Didn't you find
but
all?
bad.
What'd you find? 5 last year? All of them in the corn.
Yeah, something like that.
That's pretty impressive.
On your
Yeah.
public trip?
Yeah.
Northern Iowa's pretty sweet.
It's not fair. You're closer to the ground.
I was waiting for something like that.
That's a good one.
How
I
many
don't know,
times-
Northern Iowa is not bad, but that Fort Dodge area, Jesus.
That was nuts.
Good Lord.
At the steep place.
Yeah.
I was telling Tom about that on the way down.
That's
We
where
were
I
talking
found that
about
nice
shed
match
hunting.
set. That with that video, those two
Oh,
are laying right
man.
by each other.
That was way down by the river, wasn't it?
Yeah,
You
no,
got
me and you were gonna have to hold hands going back up that hill. man.
you
That
got
was
to earn
nuts.
those sheds.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
God, yeah. The worst part is you keep going because you want to get into this back area. This spot looks really good. Then you're back there, and it's like, fuck, I got to go back.
It's probably almost best to go winter with the snow because you imagine how greasy it would be
Oh man.
springtime back there.
Well, that was the
Slide
same
down
spot
the
we had
hill.
to help that person up and out of that
yeah.
parking spot.
Oh yeah, I
Jake
busted
busted
my
his
knee.
jaw.
Oh my knee.
Lucky I got that on video.
Didn't they get damn near 2 vehicles stuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we had to push Damon up
was
first,
right
and
when
then
We
Damon
that-
pushed
got there, yeah.
Damon, and
And
then
then
we had to
the-
guide them back down, and they almost
That
went
wasn't
into the ditch.
that was not a very good spot either.
Do you remember
We
there?
didn't find any sheds at that.
Wasn't it?
that
It was a
parking spot, I
minivan,
don't
wasn't it?
Yeah.
The most bald tires I've ever seen.
Yeah. Just spinning.
I thought that's the spot you found the match.
I think they are. That was,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that
'Cause we
was
had
the
to make
spot
that
where I
long
found that nice
Yeah.
one.
round.
Was it?
That was the spot where I found that nice one too.
Yeah.
I have a picture of both you guys just leaning up with them.
Yeah, Dustin was gassed because he just come up that huge hill.
Yeah,
That
And
was
the-
the best year with like
Yeah.
size-wise for sheds.
Wasn't it?
it was. Yeah.
How many did we
Found some
find?
decent
Was that our
ones.
best?
It was maybe like
I found 7.
A
It wasn't-
dozen
I
or
had really
so?
good, but
Yeah.
I don't think it was our best numbers year, but it was the best size.
I'll say it was like a dozen or
Yeah.
something like that.
That was a pretty cool picture with them all hanging on that fence.
Yeah.
We got to try and find another fence. Hopefully we can find 20 plus this year.
I was
Got
gonna say we
private-
need,
dude,
yeah,
couple
got some
private
private.
spots.
it's all luck too. That one year we went down there when I was living in Iowa, strictly public, like we've been doing. We found 15 in one day, but last year, couple of years, hasn't been that lucky. But I think it's
I don't know. I think we're gonna
there's
get
just
into
so much to go.
a good amount on
Yeah.
the lease.
I think we all obviously
be.
want to find like one like a really big one,
Yeah.
but I also want to have like one of our trips where we find like 40 of
Awesome
them.
Yeah.
day.
It'd
Yeah.
be so fun.
Just skip.
Obviously,
Oh, man.
and usually if you find that many, you might run into a big one. But
Yeah.
I would also
The odds get better, obviously.
I would rather find one stud than 20
Yeah.
half and 2-year-olds.
I know. I'm kind of hopeful for the lease. I mean, the amount of deer down there is,
hmm
There was a lot of deer there.
yeah,
How many acres of beans are there?
probably like
2, 3.
close to 3.
Yeah. So that's
Two different spots.
I was going to say if there's
And-
1 acre.
And
or
what's
something.
really weird is they browse in the cut bean fields a lot.
I know.
Yeah,
I,
when
we
I
were-
noticed that a lot. Yeah.
When we were
They're
when
easy
we
to
just
find in there too if nobody's been there.
when we were hunting, we saw most of the deer the second night were feeding in the cut
Yeah.
beans versus the standing beans we were sitting over.
I feel like that happens every time I go to Iowa. They're always in like cut beans. Like you wouldn't think there's any food, and there's 20 deer
Yep.
all littered out there.
I mean, it's 300 acres. So, I mean, it's a big property, but I bet it hunts like 500-600. I mean,
Yeah.
it is just long
It
and
seems
yeah,
big.
it's
That could be another option for you too.
Yeah,
You could try that one out.
yeah.
Give
I
them a
think. I
call.
mean, I think it would have been nicer. I mean, I saw just a ton of deer, but I also got it late. Like,
Mhm.
you imagine if someone like now will like
You could shed
have
hunt it.
some intel where you could at least take it and run
Yeah.
with some intel a little bit, like
And it'd be much
going in
easier
blind.
It'd be much easier
Yeah.
hanging your stands in March, April than it would be. You had to go down there in the dead of summer. It's just,
Yeah, I mean that like you can go in with a little bit of intel where I was just going in blind. I mean, Kyle had just gotten that spot too, so he hadn't even stepped foot on it. So I mean, it was just a fresh spot, so you can have a little bit of intel. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of deer on there. I mean, that's the most deer I've ever seen. But
Sounds like a sweet spot. Can't wait to walk it.
yep, yep.
I'm excited to start walking.
Yeah.
My favorite part, not my favorite part, but what I like to do when I go shed hunting, I go there probably around like the first week of February and like take a lap where like all the sign is to kind of get
With
like
the
a
snow on?
idea, yeah, where to walk the most, spend the most time.
That's why I kind of wanted to take a little stroll this weekend a little bit when maybe
It gets-
Sunday, and because the deer are definitely coming out on ours with all those standing crops, and like you said, you can hit the trails and see where they are a little bit, but
Yeah,
there's also like no sign of multiple bucks dropping. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go there, 10, 11 a.m., I don't think you're going to hurt a ton unless they're bedded right there.
And
Yeah.
when you bump, you'll maybe bump
not
them,
gonna go
but
very
they're not
far.
gonna. They're gonna remember where that food is. They'll be back.
Yeah.
there. I wouldn't be worried
Exactly.
about that a bit.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
yeah,
There's enough people with either, everybody's got their own thing going on.
You guys
Coyotes.
got a lot of standing beans on the Eid farm?
yeah. The one plot is what, an acre. That's
Acre.
standing beans and corn. Up top is probably
Half acre, maybe.
say at least half acre. Then there's a strip down below of corn and beans too. So there's probably at least an acre and a half of corn and beans out there.
You got cameras on them?
Yep.
They've been hitting them pretty hard.
You can tell there's starting to be more
Oh, yeah.
deer coming to them now.
Yeah. That cold snap and the snow, they've definitely funneled in there now.
Yeah. Got paved trails going out to them probably.
Hopefully.
You have
Hopefully Wemby and Marino stick tight there.
Yeah, just
And that other 10-pointer was there the other night.
The same, what do we name him? Spud Webb, the little crappy little buck, the one I found the match set to, showed up the other night.
Oh,
He's still alive.
Yeah. Dude, he doesn't show up. He shows up twice a year.
Yeah.
I wonder where he lives most of the time.
Probably up by you. Probably comes all the way over.
I don't know.
I
right
would.
behind his house.
Yeah.
I was gonna shoot him like
There was a
during
nice
gun
buck with a
season.
split G2 by my place that I seen.
That could be Wemby.
No, Snuffy.
No,
Split
it's not him though.
Oh, G2.
He's a wider 8 with a nice split G2.
Wemby's got split brow.
I actually got a
Split
video
brow.
of him on my phone, but he's on that property.
Big
by my
brows?
place. I don't know. I'll show you the
Oh.
video.
You think Wemby and them
Find
are
it.
both 3.5?
I think Wemby's 3.
Wemby's 3?
I think so.
Yeah. What about the other one?
Marino's
Marino's probably 3.
Yeah.
You guys like sports?
Yeah,
It's
I like
easy
the
that
name-
way.
I like the name Marino.
Yeah.
Like
him
a
out.
13-pointer?
Nope.
What is
Marino's
why'd you
is
name
10.
Marino?
Wemby is
Wemby's
12.
no,
Isn't
Wemby's 11. I just did it because it's long beams.
Yeah. Beast.
I don't know why Marino got his name.
Because he was hanging
He
out
looked like a
with-
Marino.
November 3rd, I was
Dolphins.
leaving the house going hunting, and he was right by the driveway.
We got live action on the cell phone right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe Mitch can edit this in.
It's definitely not Snuffy.
I was right up past my driveway, but close enough. You guys don't recognize him at all?
Nope.
He's a nicer,
Not that G2, no.
pretty nice
Yeah.
buck.
We named freaking Marino because he was hanging out with. It was a movie reference.
Can you guys? What's your next buck name going to be that's not sports related?
Well, what's your
Well-
next buck name that's gonna be not
Ball related?
white? No, I was gonna say like whitetail 8-point buck.
Yeah.
Dustin's names.
Me and Jake keep it a little more classy because
sports-
Mike and Dave
a
get
sports figure
big
or
tits or something.
Exactly. That's where I was going to go next.
Yeah.
Right.
Funky tits.
Yeah.
No beefy tits.
Beefy tits.
Mike and Dave.
They got to earn their
Beefy
name.
in the same year. Beefy tits and long dick dong.
Yeah.
I'm not a. I like before I name it, they got to earn their name. I'm not going to name every 2.5-year-old or
No.
even like your average 3.5.
No,
But-
like we just do the ones that stand out a little bit.
Rob, he's
True.
got a name for every single little buck.
Oh,
which
Jesus.
Then it's nice to. So for years past, he's like, yeah. Then we know who we're talking about. But yet,
Yeah.
when he does grow into something, then you got just this dumb name for him. It's like
There's a freaking handful of the same 2-year-old 8-pointers
doesn't
out
fit.
there. I mean, yeah.
He named Snuffy, or his real name is Snuffleupagus. Snuffy for short.
No way you call him Snuffy then.
You know who that is? He's got a big thing on his nose. What is Snuffleupagus? Is like a
Like an old cartoon character or something.
yeah. Look it up.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Figured out.
Because
Bud.
Snuffy's got a big old swollen nose.
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
Gorilla
Still-
escaped from the zoo and punched him.
He can't smell, and you guys
Was
still
that-
can't kill him.
Harambe.
Maybe he.
R.I.P.
All right, chill.
All right.
What was Tanner's buck's name? If Rob had a name.
Oh, I don't know. It showed up late. I will say I don't know if he. I'm not 100% sure if he named that one, but if it was, because he does most of his name in like December when we're going back through all the bucks and everything. But
Oh yeah.
that was one that just felt he needed to be shot. He had kind of shit genetics, and there was a lot of bucks in there that weren't all that genetically fit to grow into a big buck,
Yeah.
in our opinion. And a few of them
Tanner
were.
let him have
A
it.
few of them were that were really spotty here and there. So the idea is only so many big bucks can live in, or
Core
so many
area.
bucks period can live in a core area, and
Yeah.
that's a good discussion. I know we had Ted on the one day, but we didn't get into that. But he always talked about bucks are a lot like people. There's certain assholes. There's certain guys you like being around, and there's if you know some dickheads hanging out at Porky's that you hate, you're probably never gonna go into Porky's because you don't
Why are you
know
looking
he's
at
there. I don't know, but it's the same idea. If you're gonna go frequent a property and have to deal with some asshole junk 8-pointer that's gonna chase you off or harass you, you're probably just gonna go hang out somewhere else. And
Yeah.
you can go down the line. Bulls in the pasture, it's the same way. There's a lot of
True. Yep.
things you can point at. So I think not saying he couldn't have grew into something if he turned 5 or 6, but I'd take your chances if you got some junkier bucks around and no mega giant to go try to hunt, fill your tag,
Yep.
eat some venison.
You guys doing anything like timber wise? You cutting any trees at all this winter? Doing any clear
We
cutting?
haven't done that the last couple of years.
Planting more trees.
Planting more?
Just put in the order.
Did you?
Did you?
Yep.
How many?
On top it.
200. I think we did. We got some for the
You should put
swamp.
it in a bigger, or he should put it in a big one.
We're
filled
kinda
out
just
all our
filling in
maxed
gaps
out our
now.
spots now. Yeah. We literally planted all the grass spots.
Are you
Cole got apple trees this year, and
Hell
then
yeah.
we got
We're getting apple trees too.
Hell yeah.
more pines, of
expensive.
course. And then my request was we got
about like 6-footers?
From Menards.
No, I didn't do that.
jeez, but then we're getting
Bought
tag
6
alders.
footers. Jesus.
I didn't do that.
Damn.
We're getting tag alders for the swamp too. Thicken the
Always gonna
swamp
have a
up.
brushy mess around there.
Hell yeah.
Be bucks everywhere.
Be a buck nest.
No,
The
we
Eid
can't
buck
really.
nest.
We've already done the years of the thousands of trees. We don't need any of those anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There's always fill-ins. And I think it's a
No,
good
that's
idea
what
to
we're
have-
doing now.
Oh, it's good to have different age groups too. So
True. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Sure, at
we
different times.
like right now this new place we order from. You get, I mean, they're big. They're probably like this big. So I mean, we ordered.
the trees are when you get them, the pines.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, they're like freaking
they're nice.
bushy too. They're
Yeah,
they're
and
a
big, nice
they're a
root
looking
system.
tree
So I think did we get like 50 or 100 of those,
of the pines. Yeah,
something like that. So we'll just every year now just fill in a few gaps of those and not spend as much because we've planted. I have it on my phone. It's like 9,000 trees over the
Damn.
last
Really even that much?
6 years.
Mother Nature loves you guys.
I need to plant some at my house.
Not one of them has died yet.
Yeah, right.
Right. I
Wait,
planted.
didn't we ask? Yeah, I asked what the percentage was that you thought.
It is. I think it's better than I thought it would be.
I think it's
survival
60%.
rate.
60%. I would say
I
yeah,
bet you it's
Well, it's
over
pretty good.
half. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty darn good.
because the white
Did you ever hear my tree story this year? So I planted pine trees
playing
up
them
along.
upside down.
No. Yeah, they grow like carrots. No, I planted, and don't get me wrong, the trees were cheap. or it didn't cost me anything. I helped Rob plant trees that day, and we had an extra bundle or two that we didn't get planted, and he was heading back. So I took 25 to 30, 40 back to my place, planted
60,
them up,
80.
planted them up along, planted them a handful of spots, and few did grow, but I tried to plant them along my line fence between mine and Ward's old place there, and did plant them. And obviously it was around planting season.
Oh.
I talked to the sprayer guy. I made a trip down there, and it was good. He's like, okay, yep. Sounds good. I'll try to let his buddy was going to go plant it the next day or two or that next week. And then sure enough, the tiller guy didn't get the memo, tilled up every fucking one of them.
Jeez.
And on top of it, I had ribboned them all off, but he did it at night or wasn't paying attention. No idea. But and I talked to him. I think he felt bad, but I was pretty hot right away. But I had to calm myself down.
Sorry, he's not going to bring my trees.
It wasn't
back.
even. Yeah, it's not the money thing. It was just that frickin' it is 6 hours of planting them by hand. I need to get a planter. Yeah, what's that? I need that one.
Yeah.
I tried planting trees, but they got ran over.
Yeah,
Well,
that
Timing
stinks.
was off.
Yeah.
But
Because
that
we've had
sucked,
that a
but
few times where, like, those ones we planted, those willows last year down in the swamp, the guys that mow the ditches got a little out of hand and on the one side, and
Yeah, that pissed me right off, too.
they mowed straight over them.
Damn.
Yeah, so that was probably
Well,
20 of them or so.
The part that pissed me off is they mowed like 20, 30 feet like across the ditch, like past the ditch. I was like, what are you mowing for?
Yeah, just out of hand a little bit. I mean,
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
I planted a lot of the wall to like kind of conceal the blinds or whatever, right at the 4 mile plot at Curtis's. My dad fucking mows that shit down every year. He thinks there's weeds growing. I'll tell him multiple times. I'll be like, Dad, I'm planting this right next to the blind, so it'll like grow up and we can just sneak into the blind. He's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I wouldn't mow that down anyway. Fucking mows it down a couple weeks
shit, I
later.
missed the spot.
God damn.
nothing will beat your.
Look at these damn weeds.
I know.
Remember, we used to have that killer spot over on Swearingen's where you'd sat. I filmed you. What was it? 30 deer a night came out, and then the next year playing on the same food plot and had a couple of big bucks around. And somebody went and harvested all the beans too, when they weren't supposed to. that was a tough one. I remember that. I'm like,
Yep.
no. I was looking forward. I wasn't even hunting there. I was looking forward to just sitting there and filming you because there's a couple of good deer around yet.
Mm-hmm.
And what was supposed to be, there's a whole hut there and everything ready to hunt that year. And what was supposed to be your standing food plot just got
Demolished.
harvested.
Making some money off it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that not only doesn't help the hunting, then you can't shed hunt it either. Fuck.
Yeah.
Go from,
That was a tough one, but
oh well.
what all needs to go right to kill a big buck? There's a lot of things. but
Yeah. What else
lot
are
of
you guys doing
obstacles.
for like habitat wise this off season? You got any big plans?
No, we should probably go through and do some more hinge cutting in the Little Woods. We were talking about
That
a
woods is
few
always
weeks
wide
ago.
open.
Huh?
That woods is wide open.
Yeah,
most
on the
of it,
bottom.
outside of the little
The top's pretty.
And it's a
not
lot
too
of
bad.
young trees, too. So it's too many trees like packed together.
Yeah, we were talking about the big woods too. If you want to select cut that, and we were talking about clear cuts and whatnot. But it's just a clear cut. I get the advantage to it and improvement, but it's only a 10-acre piece. So you do that, you like wipe out your entire.
Select cutting it is your best bet. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus,
Still
it's like I
creates some
said
browse and thickens it up.
when we
if you
talked
need it.
about like you clear cut it. It's like it's not like you're way off the highway. Like we're right on the road too. Like you clear cut that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just gonna make it noisier too. And
I guess my dad took the guys over to one of our farms the other day, and they were going around and telling them where to go, and he didn't tell them about one spot that I told them that they need to clear cut like bad.
Modena?
Yeah, right where I had the encounters with that buck late season or December 12th or whatever it was. Yep. So hopefully,
Any word on that buck?
no, I didn't even have a
Going
picture of
look
him
for
after
sheds?
that day because I went around and replaced all my batteries and got everything ready to just see what was still around. And I got a picture of him that day, but I already had my cameras off. and he like walked right past that Tacticam. Must have just turned around and sat right down, just laid down right there.
It'd be fun sheds to pick up.
Yeah,
That's
hope
what's tough about shed hunting up here. Most years it's like, well, it's fun finding sheds, but how often do you actually have a big one to find?
Yeah.
This year is looking pretty promising in a few areas compared to years past. Years past, there's best year that makes it. It's a you're 3.5 or whatever, which is cool to find a shed anytime, but it might not keep you out there walking miles and miles like any certain situation.
I remember, I think I sent you guys a picture, a buck that I called Four Loco. I had pictures of all like September all summer up till September. Then he disappeared. He finally showed back up in late December. So he's back around, could maybe find his sheds. Helps that way up on top there. He left a bunch of corn, a bunch of standing corn. Mm-hmm. So hopefully they'll be around because that's a nice south-facing hillside back by that water hole up top.
A little bit,
So I hope that'll be a nice spot to find some sheds. We never really shed hunt way up top. Like a lot of it's like right on the field edges, and I mean I walk.
Food's at kind of.
Yeah, I walk all around the woods, but I don't really make it all the way up there. Should probably. Well, he's had that in just like alfalfa, not even alfalfa, but just like random grass growing up.
Remember the one time we
Hasn't
went
been a lot.
a few years ago? You guys were all down towards the food and the edge of the woods. I went way the hell up there just because I'd never been up there before, and I found a little tiny one. Went for a nice walk.
At Curtis's? Or
Swearingen's,
Swearingen's?
yeah.
I remember that, yeah. You were way up there.
I
Did
think
you,
I
like, stop
actually-
to take a shit?
No, but it got real steep where I was going up, and I was like, I don't know, I was like 20, 30 yards from the top of the hill, but I like just sat down to take a break, and I found the shed. Like after I sat down, it was like 5 feet from me.
It's crazy how many times that actually happens.
Yeah.
Though.
Mm-hmm.
Like last year, I stopped to take a piss and like look around and be like, "Oh shit, there's one right there."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just gotta stop and
biggest
look
shed I
around.
ever found, there was footprints 10 feet away. So
Wow.
it's like on public when we do go down there and you see footprints, you're like, fuck, you just piss. It puts you in a bad mood, but that just shows. I mean, I think then you're pissed off and not looking hard, just thinking you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
You probably overlook how many things.
Yeah.
It's
But
definitely
You walk a mile, you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's obviously hard to find sheds, but I think there's almost some skill to it too. Some people are better than finding the others.
it just is.
One of
You
my
have your good days.
one of my favorite sheds I ever found was Colty Berg came with me and Cole on the Eid Farm shed hunting one time. This was a long time ago, and I went around the far side of the farm, and he went through our little woods and was in our standing bean field in the backside of the little woods there. And I met him in that food plot, and he was just standing there in the middle of the plot waiting for me because he's already walked it. And got up to him, and I thought he was like joking or something. And I was like, got to this far away, and I'm not shitting you, there was a little spike shed one step away from his right foot. I was like, dude, I just found one. He's like, where? Where is it? Let me see it. It's like, it's right there, dumbass. Like, dude, what the?
where was it when we were hunting? He did find one. He was looking. He even admitted he's like, I finally found a pretty nice shed. I'm like, I started looking around. I'm like,
See who
That
planted
was
it on me.
Who's playing
that was
a joke?
Curtis's.
Yep, right on that
Because I
side
was
hill.
right up
You guys
above him
playing
on
a
the side
joke on
hill.
me.
I was literally watching him. Yeah.
Holy shit, I found one. I remember we were at the TR.
Yeah, back
and-
here.
Yeah, we threw it out there, and he walked right past. We're like, dude.
that's the guys. I'm excited to see what Luke brings in his pack this year
Oh,
for
yeah.
our trip down there. He's always got. Well, he brings it with
Packed
him.
out. Yeah.
I think he's got these 2 rolls of toilet paper in there. usually.
Dude, hey.
We'll have a special guest on for our Iowa trip, Luke Steffen.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Mitch, can you, for the video this year, can we please have a count on the video of how many times he says
What?
cam tracker? Dude, it'll be
On the video or the podcast or both?
both, dude. It would be funny
Ding.
on the video. Ding,
One.
ding, a tally. It's so funny.
We gotta talk about trail cams
That is a
for
good
Oh,
reason
yeah.
too, just to keep that count up.
I got cam tracker pictures of that buck.
Did you ever have cam trackers to him? That's
You
good.
get anything good on Cam Tracker this year? Nah, they've been kind of slow. He shot a nice buck this year though.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, old buck. That's cool.
Big old body on him. Went and took some pictures for him. Back in the corner back there.
Yep.
But it was good to finally get back together and talk about hunting. I feel like it's been a minute. But
Things will slow down now a little bit.
yeah,
try to
kind of
stay-
getting into the off
stay
season.
at it.
Try to stay pretty consistent. I think we're going to start posting on Mondays now instead of Friday. Give you a full week to listen to it instead of Friday. Then, oh, shit, forgot about it.
The
But-
weekend
Let
coming
Mitch
up.
get some sleep.
Yeah, so I don't have to add it overnight. But all right, thanks for tuning in again. We'll see you next time.